Hello, I am Kaylee at Chronically Real Coaching, and it has been quite a while since I've uploaded a video. I think, a bit due to avoidance for various reasons, some because I just forgot when I was feeling like I was okay to do this. There has been quite a lot going on in my life this year. I am still just overwhelmed by the thinking that we're almost halfway through this year already. It's gone very quickly. It has been quite eventful. There's been a lot going on, so I'm having to really make an effort to practice what I preach at Chronically Real Coaching, which is to put yourself first and look after yourself. There's been quite a few different things that I've been doing to help myself to do that. One of the most important things that is quite an obvious thing, I think, that many people still don't do, because we don't necessarily always value ourselves and value our own time as much as we do with the people, but that is scheduling time for yourself. And this is why I think posting a video today is quite important. So with what I do, running my own business where I care for dogs, look after other people's dogs, daycare, overnight boarding, walking, a whole mixture of things. This time of year is quite busy. This is the time of year when people tend to be going on holidays, so the overnight picks up. Even the daycare for day trips picks up. I'm now selling more services, as in I am basically extending the times that I'm advertising, so I'll do evening and weekend daycare as well, which means that there ends up being not very much time for myself, because my business model is that I run 7 days a week, all hours, all year round. So I have had to be very good at scheduling time for myself. You can probably hear my little one in the background playing just now. We'll just whip round to see him. Is that good, Gizmo? And there's my big one. As you can see, there's so many reasons why I love what I do. My own too, and their enjoyment of it is part of that. So hopefully little one in the background there isn't too distracting. He's very cute, bless him. He turned 12 on Monday, which I have posted about. But yes, scheduling time for myself. So recently I scheduled 11 days off. We went to the New Forest in our folding camper, which is just out in the garden there, and we had a lovely time. And actually getting away, having that break, as much as I love living where I am, I'm in a great location, great views, great countryside, lovely community, very beautiful character village, very English, typical English, right by the South Downs. I have a lovely lifestyle with looking after the dogs, but it is quite a full-on type of lifestyle. It's an active lifestyle, and with several chronic illnesses that do impose energy limitations on me, I do need to make time for pacing, time for rest. It's a very, very simple premise. What I tend to like to do, I like to plan times when I can literally do nothing and literally just sit and watch the world go by. But I also like to plan things that will help to give me energy. So some of the things that I like to do, grounding is a good one. Grounding can be, there's a very specific visualization technique To help with grounding, it can be going outside and putting my feet on the grass, actually on the ground. I have natural stone flooring, and I do find that walking on that will help. Washing my hands, washing my face, the water, showering, that can help with grounding. Now, with showering, people with chronic illness that limits energy, that can actually be quite draining. So I do find that myself. It does mean that I do have to plan and pace my showering time. So whereas somebody who doesn't have an energy limiting condition might be able to jump in the shower for 10 minutes and then be dry, and the whole thing will be done within 20 minutes to half an hour. Sometimes for people with, shorter hair, less maintenance, they might be done in 15 minutes. No, not for me. And lots of people I know who have energy limiting conditions, showering can be quite an intensive and laborious process. So for me, for example, I plan up to 4 hours for actually going through the process of having a shower, doing my hair, moisturising, getting dry, all that sort of thing. One of the tips that I found most helpful with the showering scenario is actually using a hairdryer to dry parts myself on the lowest heat setting, holding it far away. That can actually be really helpful, especially because I do live in a larger body these days. It does make it a bit harder to get dry in certain areas. Actually using a hairdryer on my body is helpful for that. Little one is very much enjoying himself at the moment, having a good little rough. He says, my mummy is speaking, so I need to speak as well. He does like his voice to be heard. I've just shifted over to the other side, so you do have just a blank wall behind me. This is just because my arm was aching. I'm not very technical with this sort of stuff, so do excuse that, but I feel getting the point across is better. I also found quite recently the self-care bingo board. There's a few of these around. I think it's a really good idea if you like to be a bit more visual, a bit more playful with things. Probably the best thing to do is identify things that you see as self-care, because not all of us see the same things as self-care. We all have different needs and different things that we like and enjoy, and then you can put the things that you see as self-care on your self-care bingo board thing, or you could even turn it into a target or something like that. And keep a schedule or a diary or something across them off. I really don't want people to feel that, oh, it's more work having to do this, that and the other. It is completely up to you how you do it. Sometimes just having them written down or in colours, being able to visually see them is a good prompt. I certainly won't do anything unnecessary. I use electronic diaries to put things in, as well as paper diaries, because I don't want to carry my paper diary around with me, because that's quite cumbersome, and carrying things for me is hard work. So I like to have a virtual electronic diary on the go, but I do like the act of writing things down in a paper diary, because that helps with processing it through here, with processing disorder being some of the symptoms that I have. Actually writing it down is helpful. So there's just a couple of things around self-care there. I am definitely making a conscious act to be kind to myself. Lots of people have said about that, and to practice self-care, to make sure that I'm optimising the limited energy that I do have, So I hope some of that was helpful for some of you, and the background noise isn't too bad. Thank you for listening.